Hi, this is Andy Katz, host of March Madness 365, presented by Grammarly. This week on the podcast, tune in as we discuss March Madness players, upsets, matchups, and bracket busters. Listen to March Madness 365 with Andy Katz, presented by Grammarly, wherever you get your podcasts. Grammarly is a secure AI writing partner that gives your team an instant first draft in a few clicks, not a few hours. Companies that use Grammarly save an average of 19 days per employee per year. Grammarly works seamlessly across 500,000 apps and websites. Get personalized on-brand writing help everywhere your team works. Learn what better writing can do for your company at Grammarly.com. Grammarly, easier said, done.
Believe it or not, summer is just around the corner. Luckily, Armor All, America's most trusted auto appearance brand, has what your car needs to get that perfect summer shine. Plus, now through May 31st, we'll give you $5 for every $20 you spend on Armor All products. That means car wash pods, protectant, tire shine, you name it. Find out how to get your $5 rebate at armorall.com. Armor All, less work, more clean. Terms apply.
I don't want your screenshots of something. I want the actual text flow.
Okay.
Because I like to see things in context, as we all
I have
know.
it this
Learn new
I have this
no,
way
no,
too.
no, I don't want paper, and I don't want screenshots.
Oh.
I want to see the conversation through text in its natural habitat.
Okay.
Where I can scroll up, and I can scroll down,
Sure.
and learn the things no one wants me to know.
This is the plaintiff, Crystal Jones. She says she and the defendant were friends, and they decided to go on a cruise together. Boy, was that a big mistake. Unfortunately, her son was involved in a horrific accident, and she was unable to go on the trip. The sneaky defendant applied her payment to another person she took on the trip. The defendant won't reimburse her, and needless to say, they're no longer friends. She's suing for $800, the amount she's owed. This is the defendant, Claudia. She says the cruise line canceled the plaintiff's reservation because she stopped making the payments for the cruise after her son's serious accident. She was left with two choices. She could either pay off the plaintiff's remaining balance and go by herself, or find someone else to pay off her balance and go with her. Luckily, she found someone last minute, and she doesn't feel like she owes the plaintiff a thing because the cruise line canceled the woman, not her. She's accused of sailing off into the sunset with someone else. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $1,000 for damage to her vehicle caused by the vindictive plaintiff, plus harassment.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Millian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated, come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. All right, Crystal Jones, you are suing your former good friend Claudia. You've asked us not to mention your last name for $800 that you say she owes you towards a cruise that you had deposited that then she switched friends on you. You have a counterclaim against her for $1,000 for damage to your vehicle and harassment. What's going on between you two?
Well, I asked her to go on a cruise.
How did you two know each other?
Through a mutual friend.
How long had you known each other?
Maybe about 2 years.
So were you good friends? Did you go out together?
Yeah, we were, yeah.
Okay, so what happened?
I had called her and asked her to go with me on a cruise. And it's a party cruise, the Caribbean party cruise, Jam Rock. And she agreed to go. So she had to pay $250, I had to pay $250. Every month we pay like $150 or something. So we were paying, and my son got into a really bad car accident.
What happened to him?
Spinal cord injury.
A spinal cord injury?
Yeah.
Is he okay?
No, he's not.
I'm so sorry, honey.
Thank you. And so with that being said, I kept going back and forth for like, if I'm going on a cruise, I'm not, because I couldn't leave him. I wasn't sure. Nothing else in the world mattered to me at that time. It's my son. So I had told her I was going, I wasn't going, and then I explained to her that because of my son, I'm not sure at this point. So then when
How were you two communicating, through text?
Text and phone.
Okay.
So then one
Do
day
you folks have your text?
Yes.
Okay, go on.
So one day I called her in reference to it, and she said, you know what, I want to make sure you're going, so I'm going to use my card and pay it for you, and then when you get paid in 2 weeks.
Okay, but was it a money issue, or was it I can't leave my son issue?
It was both. I had to buy supplies and stuff for my son that he needs that the insurance doesn't cover. They don't cover everything for my son. So she sent me a text, and she said, okay, you agree that I will pay it for you and you get paid in 2 weeks to give it back to me. I said, yeah, because I had to buy the supplies.
Did you respond to that text?
Yes.
In writing?
Yes, in the text I have it. I said yes to her response.
Okay.
She never followed through and paid it. So I never said anything to her about it because when I got paid, I was going to pay it on my own anyway. So the date I called to pay it, when I called them, the lady was about to take my payment, and she said, hold on, wait a minute. The defendant changed your name. And I'm like, how could she change my name? And they said she changed my name to Antoine's name. And I said, I don't know Antoine. She can't change my name. What about the money I paid? They said, listen, call the defendant. That's what they said.
And then what? Call her and what? And clarify it?
Yeah, so I called her, and of course she would not answer the phone. And then I text her a message. I never discussed that with you to change my name and use my money for someone else to go on a trip for the money
Now,
that.
at this point, when it was November what? Did this happen?
November 16th.
And then the cruise was going to be how much later?
Like 2 weeks later, it was supposed to be the 5th of December to the 10th.
Did you go on the cruise?
Sure did.
Who's Antoine?
Friend?
A boyfriend?
No.
Okay. So what happened? You're good friends. You're friends for 2 years. You decide to go on a cruise together, and what happened?
Okay, she brought it to my attention that it was a cruise. I agreed to go. That same day, we made the initial payment of...
No, I want it, hold on one moment. I don't want your screenshots of something. I want the actual text flow.
Okay.
Because I like to see things in
That's fine.
context, as we all
I have
know.
it this-
We learn new
I have
things
it-
when-
I have this
No,
way too.
I don't want paper, and I don't want screenshots.
Oh.
I want to see the conversation through text in its natural habitat.
Okay.
Where I can scroll up, and I can scroll down.
Sure.
And learn the things no one wants me to know, right?
Okay.
Here you go. Sure.
Okay.
So you need both? You want...
Yeah, I'm going to look first,
That's
and then
where
if
it
you
started.
dispute it, I'll.
And then you go down. We had another conversation.
So I'm talking to you. So then what happens?
So she asked me to go. It sounded like fun. It was, we into reggae. That's most of the parties we go to. So Jamrock Cruise with a lot of reggae artists. We're going to be going 2 places in Jamaica. Yeah, it sounded like something I wanted to do. So that day, we got on the phone with the travel agency. We made our initial payment of $250. Now, for the months remaining from March to August, we're supposed to pay $165.50. So this trip was supposed to be paid off by August 10th. Mine was done by August 10th. November 6th, of 2015, she called and said that she had 2 more days left to pay. So now she has to come up with this $601.50 in 2 days that she couldn't pay all these months. Now she needs to come up with it in 2 days. So she doesn't seem like she had any other way to pay it. So.
Okay, so you send her a text then that says, I will loan you the $600 to complete the transaction. I'll charge it to my credit card. You've agreed via phone call to have it paid within 2 billing cycles so my credit isn't affected. Are you in total agreeance with the loan conditions? And she answers what?
Yes.
But
All
she
right?
never.
So we're set, right?
Yeah.
But then when I called the travel agency back, I was able to get her an extension from the 8th to the 16th. So now she doesn't have 2 days, she has 10. So within 10 days, I figure in 10 days you should be able to get a check or something and come up with at least some of the money. So I said, whatever you come up with, I'm still willing to help you with the rest. You'll see that text too.
And?
So now there's a wait from the 6th all the way to the 16th. There's 10 days. I'm waiting for Crystal to get back to me to tell me, okay, I came up with this is all I need, or whatever. You will see she made no contact with me whatsoever. So the 11th rolls around.
No, I don't see that. I see you saying on Friday, November 6th, what you just said, that you have the 10 days. Then I see on November 7th a voicemail. Let's see if that clicks.
No, that
has nothing to do with
yeah,
it.
What is
it?
it?
Yeah, it has nothing to do with
Now I really want to hear it. What is it?
Yeah. That didn't have nothing. There was just a screenshot of. It was just something she was sending me to listen to.
So you're talking to each other.
We're laughing
and
about
then
the
you're
message
saying to
that
her,
I sent.
tell him you don't need him to wash your foot in the tub, but $600 would be great about now.
Right,
so you are talking. Why are you saying you had no conversation?
No, we didn't have a conversation as far as her coming up with the money. We talking about everything else.
You guys are talking every minute.
Of course.
Okay, so what's the problem?
This is the problem. I'm waiting for her to let me know how much she came up with. You'll see on May 11th if I text her, hey girl, did you come up with any money? Did you get any money yet?
Hey girl, did you come up with any money yet? And that's on November 11th, right? And she says what?
That she got I don't know how much she got, but she said she used it on supplies. So my next question is, because time is winding down. So I'm like, so how much do you think you're gonna have by the 16th? She put IDK. I don't know, and just left it at that. So I'm not gonna keep hounding her down to find out when she's gonna come up with the money for her.
What day do you find out that she switched names on the cruise?
On the 18th. And that was my day to pay
on the
that I got
16th,
paid.
though, you text her and say her, have fun on your cruise.
Right. I told her that.
Right.
But
That's 2 days before you find out she switched the name. So you say to her, before you find out she switched the name, when you were still able to go, have fun on your cruise. So why isn't she entitled to assume that you're not going to go?
Right, but if she's going to change my name and she tells me she's going to pay it on a payment, why she didn't call me and say, can I change your name and you're going to lose your money?
Because you're texting her saying, have fun on your cruise. I hope I can go next year. Like, what is she supposed to do? The cruise was 2 weeks later.
So I don't have the right to change my mind at the last minute and say I'm okay, being that I know my son is gonna...
It's not like you had paid. You would have lost all your money. Did you pay any of it for her in November?
No.
Hold on. She had owed the August payments. August, September, or whatever, October.
Yeah,
all that
3 months worth.
Okay. And then Antoine...
She had already changed my name.
Comes in when?
We were talking maybe like a week before the cruise. So I was like, yeah, it's a cruise coming up. I'm telling him all about it. He was like, oh, that sounds good. I would like to go to that. So I wish I could get a last minute ticket. So I was like, you know what? I don't even know what's going on with my friend. I haven't heard from her. I've been texting her. She's not answering me. So that's when he jumped on board. He was like, listen.
Well, I don't see texts that you send to her where she's not answering.
Yeah,
she actually says on the 16th, which is 2 days before she finds out you added Antoine. And I don't know when you added Antoine. Do you know?
The 17th.
So the middle day. She says to you, have fun on your cruise.
Exactly.
Right. Now, so you add Antoine, but why doesn't Antoine reimburse her $400 or whatever it was? What does she say? She paid $746.50, and then you owe the cruise ship X amount of dollars. Is it because he was coming at the last minute?
Yeah, that too. He didn't have all that time to pay like she did. But here's the thing. If you will note, she texted me at 5:05 on the 16th. That's the day she was supposed to pay by 5 o'clock. She purposely waited the whole day.
No.
She texted me at 5:05, enjoy your cruise. So she was trying to stick me at the last minute.
I don't understand why you get so indignant.
I'm sorry,
but
supposed to care
here's the thing.
about
On
her?
November 16th, you are saying to her, a week and a half, 2 weeks before the cruise, have fun on your cruise. You're gone. You're out. And she's trying to salvage her cruise. So
but if she contacted me about the payment and she changed the name, why didn't she tell me before that? She changed it before when I called to pay.
She didn't change it before.
Yes, she did.
Do you have evidence she changed it before November 17th?
She had to. I went to pay it on the 18th.
No, she had to.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So, does this plaintiff get her money back from the defendant?
No.
Why?
She said have fun on the cruise.
What does that mean to you?
She's not going.
Okay, fair enough. She's not going. Does she get her money back?
I think she should.
Why?
She should get her money back because she still paid her money regardless. If she said have fun on the cruise, she still paid.
Right, but why does the defendant have to give her money back if just so she invites somebody else to cover herself?
Yeah, it depends on what terms they were on. If they're still...
They were friends.
Yeah, then she should probably give her money back.
Well, they're not friends anymore. Going inside the courtroom.
Do you have evidence that she changed it before November?
It doesn't show on there when she changed it on here.
So you don't have papers that show. You have papers that show it was November 17th. I don't understand how before you change it to Antoine, I can see why she's mad that you don't call her and say, hey, listen, if you can't go, I just got your text. If you can't go, I need to salvage this. You're going to lose your money anyway.
Right.
I'm going to add somebody. But no. How about you not sending a text saying, have fun? You're on your own.
She left me at the last minute.
At the last minute, a week and a half before the cruise.
So
I
didn't feel the need to try to worry about her when she tried to stick me at the last minute. Her elevator is stuck between the basement and the first floor of an 18-story building.
That's what happened after your tummy tuck.
She's a long way from the top.
After your tummy tuck happened,
you
went
that?
lost.
That's something else you
I don't need to hate on that. I work out every day.
It ain't working.
Oh,
Menopause
tummy
is
tuck
driving me
Anyway,
crazy. Your menopause is
she's
driving
mad.
me crazy.
She's petty. She's very petty, spiteful.
Really?
And immature.
Was there a problem before the 16th, or is this
Not
what
to
caused
me,
it?
No, that's what I'm saying.
That's why
When she changed my name behind my back, that's when it became a problem.
Yeah,
Because if you
I
text
find
me,
that you abandoned that amount when you sent a text to her saying you're on your
okay,
own.
but it's up to
I
the
can't read
cruise
her
line.
mind.
If
You
I
want to
pay
sue
them.
some guy who you think has an obligation to pay you, which he doesn't because he never struck a deal with you. You can do that,
But
but
I
you
could-
can't. And what's your counterclaim to her? What's that
Okay,
about?
my counterclaim is if you continue to scroll down, she threatened me.
Really?
And I told her, I said, it sounds like you threatening me. She said, it sounds like whatever. I'm going to get my money. 2 days after that, coincidentally, my car is keyed up, tire is slashed. Yes.
I don't engage in stuff like that.
Sure you don't.
I'm pretty sure some other enemies you made.
No, I don't have no other
She
memories.
talks about you say to her, I'm going to get my money and I'll have the last laugh. And how long after that was your car keyed?
2 days.
All right. Did you call the police?
Sure did. I got a police report.
And what's going on with it?
They just put it down as a vandalism case, and that was pretty much it.
Did you key her car?
Absolutely not.
You sure?
Positive. I took her to court to try to get my money back. I don't have time for that. I'm busy with my son.
All right. On your counterclaim, there's insufficient evidence. I can't order her to pay that. I understand why you think it's her, but I can't. On your claim against her, I find that you very clearly abandoned any right to that money when you sent a text saying, have fun on your cruise. You didn't care if her plans were ruined. So if she ended up salvaging it somehow, in fact, I'm not even convinced that you changed your mind on the 18th and called. I think you tried to get your money back and then found out somebody else was there.
I didn't try to get my money back.
So on your lawsuit against her, 0. And on your counterclaim against her, 0 also. Good luck, folks.
I didn't try to get my money back. That's crazy.
Okay, you heard the judge's verdict there. It's a wash on both sides. Here, step in. What's your reaction to her, the ruling
She's
here?
wrong because she said I tried to get my money back. I never called to get my money back. I called to pay my fee so I can go, not get my money
What
back.
about this friendship? This was a good friendship.
Well, she went and changed her name without asking me. Yeah, what she did was shiesty. After she got her tummy tuck and going through her menopause, she lost her mind. So, of course.
Well, okay. All right, so what about your thoughts on this?
You see what she's stressing. She's a hater. I thought she was cool. She turned out to be a really cool snake, and you got to keep the grass low. I was the one trying to help her, but she was too unhumble to just say she needed the help. She tried to play games, and it backfired on her.
All right, Harvey?
I got to tell you something, Kurt. When you make a deal with a friend, it is even more important to make sure every term is clear and nailed down and get it in writing. Do it with an email or a text. I'm telling you. That'll do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
Hi, this is Andy Katz, host of March Madness 365, presented by Grammarly. This week on the podcast, tune in as we discuss March Madness players, upsets, matchups, and bracket busters. Listen to March Madness 365 with Andy Katz, presented by Grammarly, wherever you get your podcasts. Grammarly is a secure AI writing partner that gives your team an instant first draft in a few clicks, not a few hours. Companies that use Grammarly save an average of 19 days per employee per year. Grammarly works seamlessly across 500,000 apps and websites. Get personalized on-brand writing help everywhere your team works. Learn what better writing can do for your company at Grammarly.com. Grammarly, easier said, done.
This episode is brought to you by Essentia. A better you starts with better hydration. Essentia is on a mission to inspire people to do what matters most. Their proprietary ionization process transforms water from any source into ionized alkaline water, providing water that's 99.9% pure with a pH of 9.5 or higher. Essentia overachieving H2O, the #1 ionized alkaline water. Shop now.
These are the plaintiffs, Jared and Danielle Bronze. Jared says he and his wife rented an apartment from the defendant and were asked to leave after living there for 2 years. They complied, but now the defendant's keeping the majority of their security deposit and is making up damages to justify it. That's right. They are owed $3,182.14. The landlord is making up bogus lies about them, and they're here suing today for the return of their money. This is the defendant, Susan Muller. She says the plaintiffs were the ones who notified her that they were moving out, ended up moving out 5 days later than the move-out date, She lost rent, they left the place a smelling mess, and she deducted the lost rent and cleaning costs from their security. End of story. She's accused of making things up.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiffs rented an apartment from the defendant. Says 2 years later, the defendant stole their security. But the defendant says the place stunk bad after they left. It's the case of PUIOU nothing.
Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Jared Bronze and Danielle Bronze, you are suing Susan Muller, for your former landlord, for $3,182.14 in a security deposit that you believe should be returned to you. And according to you, you legitimately withheld those charges from the security deposit. So you folks moved in when?
It was moved in on October 5th, 2013.
All right, and originally it was just you who had moved in?
No, both of us.
Okay. How much was your security deposit when you moved in?
$4,700.
All right, how long did you live there?
A little over 2 years.
Okay. And what happened when you were leaving? Why did you leave?
Well, we were looking for a new place to live, and we had notified Miss Muller that we were planning on moving out towards the end of summer.
Okay.
And that was early May or late May or June.
Okay.
She had contacted us to determine when that date would be. And we were on vacation at the time, so we said when we get back, we'll discuss it, but we're thinking, late July, early August.
Okay.
As soon as we returned from vacation, the next day we received a notice from Ms. Muller saying that she left a notice in our mailbox to move out within 30 days.
All right, and that would have put it at when?
She set it for July 31st.
Okay, and the lease was in effect until when?
Until October 5th, 2014.
Okay, and so what ends up happening?
So we had notified Ms. Muller that we would be able to move out on the 5th of August. 5 days after the date that she had asked us to.
Wait, when did you notify her of that? What day?
That would be July 23rd.
It was 5 days prior, Your Honor.
Okay, let me see the text. Pull it up. Let's see it. Because you did it by text, right?
Yeah.
What's the date?
The date of the text is July 24th, I think.
Okay. July 23rd. So you didn't notify her of that June 25th. You notified her of that at the last minute, right before, and you guys couldn't get your act together and get out? Why?
Well, we were not able to move into our new residence.
Why not?
It was still occupied.
Somebody else was doing that to you, so you then did it to her. Now, you were going to move back into the place?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
So you were happy about that?
Oh, very.
Okay, and where had you been living?
In an apartment actually in the same town, a block away.
Okay. So now they're leaving, everything's fine, and you get notice on July 20 what?
July 24th, I think.
So that's 7-8 days before. And so you tell him, what do you tell him at that time?
After I took a very deep breath, I explained to him that we have a tenant that is moving into the apartment that we're currently in on the 1st, who has made arrangements to move in. I've made arrangements with a friend to borrow his work van to help us move, and that this is unacceptable. They need, this is their hiccup, not mine.
Right. In fact, I like better the way you said it in your complaint. Not my monkey, not my circus. All right. This is your problem, and you need to be out by the 31st midnight. I will be there with a U-Haul truck early Saturday morning to move our things back in. You answer, Susan, we had anticipated and tried to be out by the 31st, but we had a hiccup in our plans and it's not going to happen. Our rent is paid for and accepted by you and valid through the 5th of August. What does that mean?
So we moved in on the 6th and our month-to-month tenancy continued.
But hold on one second. You moved in on the 6th, and what does your lease say? That you were renting from the 1st?
No, from the 6th.
From the 6th.
6th to the 5th of the following month.
Okay, let me see your lease.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
According to the lease, it starts on the 6th, October 6th of 2013. And later on in the same lease, though, it says, due date for the rent payment shall be the first day of each calendar month. Yeah, but oddly, you also say, and this lease will end on October 5th, 2014. So you clearly intended for it. Normally what people do is they prorate for the first month, and then they just have everything start on the 1st. It becomes critical here because they could be physically giving you a check on the 1st of each month, but I have to figure out what they've paid for. And if they're paying from the 5th to the 5th, then they are paid an extra 5 days. You understand what I'm saying? So, but what do you end up doing as a result of getting their little, hey, our problem's your problem call? Tell me why you're damaged. Tell me what happened, why you withheld the money.
Okay. So because the arrangements that I had made were for a move-in on a Saturday on a weekend when I could borrow a van and get assistance from friends and family, it put me in a position of having to rent a U-Haul van. I had to hire movers to help me do the move.
Because the friends weren't available
on a Thursday
later?
on a Thursday during the week.
Okay, go on. Your daughter's rent, explain that.
It wasn't my daughter's rent, it was the tenant that was supposed to move into my daughter's and my apartment on the first of the month. He had paid the rent for that week to be in there, to the landlord.
So you reimbursed that tenant for a week's worth of rent?
Plus his storage unit fee, because he was supposed to be out on the first.
Okay, go on. You're also suing for a missed day of work.
Correct.
Because you had to take a day off to move.
Right.
In the middle of the week, and 5 days of rent, because according to you, they overstayed by 5 days.
Correct.
Okay, let's talk about the damage. According to you, there were stains on the blinds that weren't there before.
Correct.
Tell me about them. Do you have pictures?
Yes, I do.
May I see it?
This was a blind that I had installed 2 weeks before I moved out and the tenant moved in. It was brand new Hunter Douglas.
Do you have proof that you installed it 2 weeks before?
I don't, Your Honor. It was a free...
What happened to the blind?
It was like that when we moved in.
It was like that when we moved in.
Why would you move in and not say, give me a new blind, this is disgusting? Like, what? Something happened. Did it get wet? Did it get what?
Which blind is she?
This is the blind that was in what was their son's room.
Oh, Gabriel's room. That was like that before the day we moved in.
Did you take pictures of the day you moved in?
No, we did not.
Did you take pictures of the day tenants moved into the apartment?
No, I didn't.
Let me suggest to everyone within the sound of my voice that when you move into a place, take pictures of everything wrong with it and send it by email to your landlord so that you're sure you're not going to get pinned with it.
So, do tenants typically abuse the apartments they rent? What do you think?
Every stinking time.
Why do you say?
Because they can.
Well, they can't because ultimately they lose their security. Do they abuse it?
Oh, they do, but they should lose their security.
Nobody in this crowd, maybe one person will get it. But look at this guy right here. Who do people say you look like? And I don't think you're even going to know.
I have no idea.
Okay, you look like there's a guy on 60 Minutes named Steve Croft. You look like Steve Croft 30 years ago. Hey, Steve. Oh, God, you do. Okay, going inside the courtroom.
So let's talk about the carpet replacement. What happened with the carpets?
The carpet in the downstairs is a short hallway and a bedroom. And at the entry and the hallway, the entry to the bedroom, it looked like the door had been closed and maybe the dog scratched the pile up. The pile was missing on the carpet. And then when you went into the bedroom...
Do you have a picture?
I actually have samples of the carpet because I had to have it pulled up.
Okay.
And when you went into the bedroom, there were 5 different areas that there were urine stains.
Did you have a dog
It was
there?
the dog.
Yes, we
We
did.
had a dog.
Okay.
Yes.
What
That's
kind of,
why we-
may I see the carpet?
Sure.
Yeah. So she says that you damaged the carpet.
We did not damage the carpet.
The carpet was damaged before we arrived. There was,
Everything was just really crappy there, and
The
you lived there
carpet-
for 2 years with urine stains and a baby.
Well,
All right,
she
can
had
I just
cats.
ask you? You have samples of the carpet?
This was the area that was right at the entrance.
I'm going to go where you were. Okay, from like digging or something.
I'm guessing.
I guess.
And these are only 2 of the 5 areas.
Yeah.
Your Honor, she had 4 cats living there before we moved in, and the carpets throughout the entire place were stained.
She had promised us
You had a baby
before-
crawling on that?
No, not in that
Either way,
room.
you had a baby crawling on
No,
that.
we actually had to put a new rug down in the upstairs bedroom where the stain was in the window because the carpet was stained so bad I refused to bring a
Did
baby
you turn
home
the
to
place
that.
over like that?
There were stains in what had been my son's bedroom carpeting before I left the house, yes.
Okay. Is that the carpet you're referring to?
No, it is not.
Did you
This-
replace that carpet, your son's bedroom's carpet?
No.
Okay. Did you replace this carpet?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So how much carpeting did you replace?
I replaced the short hallway leading to the bedroom and what was in the downstairs bedroom. And I have the receipt from Empire Carpet that outlines how much the square area was and the amount. The total is $640.
What's the screen replacement?
The front window of the house in the living room On either end, there's two casement windows that open, and in those are vertical screens. And the screens had scratch marks on them.
Do you have a picture of that?
I actually have a sample of the screen.
Okay. This is the screen that was where?
In the living room window.
And what was wrong with it?
It's scratched.
Okay, right. That's the nails of somebody, some kind of living creature who wants out. And this was scratched, and what did you do? You replaced the screen?
Yes, that's
correct. And that was $40. What happened with the screen? Because there's a lot of things wrong with the place. You're there 2 years, and you know, one thing wrong, yeah, lady, you should have taken pictures, but every single thing that's wrong, and you have a pet there?
Yeah, we can see there were damages that were either accidental or caused by us, and we are giving her over $1,000 for those damages.
Okay, so you folks settled that part for $1,000. All right, I got it. You got a problem, and I hear what you're saying, that, listen, I gave 30 days notice, they were supposed to be out that day, but the truth is a 30-day notice has to be in conjunction with the rental period. Every month he was 5 days ahead. Like he was paid and accepted. They were paid and accepted 5 days ahead each month. Then it looks like your rental period is your rental period and you're stuck with it. So they don't have to pay for your U-Haul or your movers or your daughter's rent or your tenant storage or your missed day of work or 5 days rent because they had already paid for it. Now let's discuss the damages. I don't know what did this to this blinds, but it looks to me like a water issue. And if it's a water issue, it's not really a tenant issue because they're not drinking water above where this blind is. It's going to end up being a leak or something else, or something where the window's not watertight. None of that would be a tenant issue. As for all of the expenses that you underwent because of the misfortune of the 5 days, all of these damages that you have as a result of that 5-day problem are your monkey and your circus. Okay? But on the carpet replacement and the screen replacement for pet damage, I am finding in your favor. That means that of the remaining money that you have not paid them, I am going to allow you to keep an additional $680.95 only, which means that I am ordering you to return to the plaintiffs $2,501.19. Verdict for the plaintiffs. Good luck, folks.
Well, plaintiffs got quite a bit of what they sued for, not every penny of it, but over $2,500 goes back over to them. What's your reaction to this?
I think that's a shame. Quite frankly, I did the right thing. I gave the notice required legally by the lease to tell them to be out on July 31st.
What about the 5 extra days you ignored and didn't prorate at the beginning?
Absolutely willing to go with the judge on that one. I agree,
nice.
She has a point, but the moving expenses that I incurred as a result of them ignoring what they were legally responsible to do.
How about documenting the lack of damage? You want tenants on their way in by pictures or having them sign something?
I think that's a brilliant idea. Believe me, I will cross every T and dot every I going forward if I ever rent again.
Okay, very good. All right, head right around this way. Okay, there's a landlord who learned something by losing a large portion of her case. What's your reaction on winning a large portion of yours?
We're happy to win back what we thought was technically ours to begin with, and we feel that we understand the judge's concerns, and so we're happy with the verdict.
Mm-hmm. And so what's your living arrangement now?
We bought a house, and we're
never living under a landlord's thumb again, ever.
Never. No more landlords for you.
No more landlords.
All right, good for you. Harvey?
Okay, Kurt, so simple. Take pictures before you move in and when you move out. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This is the plaintiff, Larry Wilford. He says the defendant hit his parked car and has some cockamamie story about how it happened and why he doesn't owe him money for the repairs. He's glad his day in court has finally come. He can't wait to present his case to the judge and looks forward to getting a verdict in his favor today. He's suing for $1,000, the amount he's most definitely owed. This is the defendant, Serge Pierre. He says he was driving a rental car when another car crashed into him and he hit the plaintiff's parked car. The accident wasn't his fault. A lawyer friend told him he wasn't responsible for the damage to the plaintiff's car. And if you ask him, this is an insurance matter. He's accused of denting, then dissing a guy.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff says the defendant hit his parked car and won't pay, but the defendant says a car hit him and pushed him into the plaintiff's car, so it's not his fault. It's the case of Park It Here.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay, Larry Wilford, you are suing Serge Pierre for $1,000, the amount of your deductible that you were out when his car hit your car. Okay, talk to me. What happened?
Okay, Judge. On May 29th at about 4 o'clock, I was in my home, and I heard a loud thump.
You heard a thump or you heard a car crash?
Yeah, I heard a car crash.
Okay.
A loud car crash. So I got up because I figured, sounded like it was too close to my house.
Right.
So
How close was it to your car?
It hit my car.
Very close. Where was your car parked that you couldn't see it from where you were looking out the window?
No, it was the opposite side of my car. So when I came outside, there was nobody there.
Okay.
So I went back in the house and didn't think much more of it. A little while later, I came back and stood by the door, and someone came out and said, "Oh, look at your car. What happened to your car?" I said, "What do you mean, what happened to my car?" The little girl said, "Somebody hit it." So I came outside and I said, "Oh my God, that was my car that they hit, you know?" So when I went out there, I was looking at it. I said, "Oh my God, what am I gonna do? You know, a hit and run." So while I was standing out there and I was looking at it, Serge and I guess 2 of his friends, they came back. I commend them for coming back, and they told me, he told me I was the guy that hit your car because someone had hit me, and I guess he lost control or was pushed, whatever the case may be.
Why had he taken off?
Excuse me?
Why had he left?
Well, he left trying to catch the guy who hit him. So
what
he
happened?
Told me.
I mean, we were at a stop sign, and some guy came out of nowhere. It wasn't really a stop sign. It was traffic, and some guy came out of nowhere trying to cut everybody, and he hit me to the side of the passenger side, and I guess the car bounced to his car that was parked, and I thought he was gonna
stop.
Stop, and he just took off, and I tried to catch up to him, but him or her, I don't even know who was the driver.
Right.
Yeah.
And now there was damage to both sides of your car.
Yeah. My side, my side, not so much. It was my bumper, my back bumper, that hit his car.
And where did the car hit you?
Right in the middle of the 2 doors of the passenger side.
Okay, and his car was to the left of you?
Like a T-bone. Yes.
Wow. Do you have pictures of your car?
No, I don't have.
How come?
I mean, I do, but I don't know where I placed them.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I'm here now, and you're at a trial, and that's why you took the picture, is to be able to preserve it, to have it so that you can bring it to court, right?
Sure, yes.
That's kind of irresponsible. Was it your car?
No, it was a rental.
Ooh, did you get hit by Hertz?
Yeah.
Did you waive the insurance, or did you buy the Hertz insurance?
I did not. I did not.
Waived it?
Yeah. I have to pay him $2,200.
Oh, geez.
Something like that.
Because see, whether it's your fault or not, the deal you have with the rental company is, okay, folks, I'm borrowing your car for a certain amount of time, and I'm gonna bring it back exactly as you gave it to me. So Hertz doesn't care whether it's your fault or not. That's why they provide insurance. But did you save the $7?
No.
Insurance?
No.
Did you have a good burger with it? Because, wow. Why were you renting a car?
It was just to rent summertime.
How long had you been renting it, though?
For a week. That's the reason also, because, 7 days adds up. It's per day, so.
Yeah. Yeah, it's per day. How's it looking now? Like you should have done it, right?
Yeah.
Did your license get suspended for not having insurance?
No.
Not yet? All right, so you came back, which, I handed to you too.
Thank you.
And so you come back and you explain to him what happened. The police come. You see, in fact, damage like he's talking about on the wrong side, right?
Yes, I saw.
Yeah, and 3 guys all excited, heated up, and upset, right? Okay. Do you have any doubt that that's what happened, what he says happened?
Well, no, I don't have any doubt that he was in an accident.
So here's where we are.
So does the plaintiff get the repair costs from the defendant?
No.
Because?
Because he's not the original person who caused the accident to happen.
I think you said it well, going inside the courtroom.
We've got a situation where who's blameless? Well, we know you're blameless. Your car's parked. Couldn't be less offensive, right?
Right.
So you're clearly blameless. Let's assume the guy who hit him had stopped. So we had you, we had him, and we had the guy who hit him. Who would have to pay for the damage?
Well, I would assume the one who
caused the accident. Right. Now let's add to that the fact that that guy leaves. Does this guy become more at fault? Do the laws of physics cease to exist in our analysis when that guy's gone? Because we feel bad for you because Lord knows you were only parked? And it sounds to me like you're both victims of that guy.
Well, I feel that I shouldn't have to pay.
Oh, I feel you shouldn't have to pay either. The thing is, I have to feel that he has to pay. That's what I have to feel to make him pay you. I have to feel, because insurance paid for the damage to your car, but you had a high deductible. You had the $1,000. You don't feel like you should be out it. But for that, I have to be able to look at him and say, don't do that again. Don't do what again? See, this side sues this side and says, he did me wrong and I'm out. You definitely got the I'm out part down. But the he did me wrong part, I have to say, did he cause the accident or didn't he? And there's evidence of damage on both sides of the car. I mean, believe me, he shouldn't have to pay either. He's out $2,200 because he didn't have the good sense that you had to be insured. Were the police called? Did they find anybody with damage to their car? Any cars that they stopped? You had nothing to go on. Did you give a description of the car?
I did, but no.
Yeah.
No one's found.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Well, in the event that they find that person, both of you would have a case against that person. But I can't, because I feel bad that you're parked, magically decide that he has more fault than he had if the guy had stopped. It was not his fault, and I can't hold him responsible to reimburse you for the deductible. My verdict in this case is for the defendant. Good luck, folks.
Thank you.
Well, so the defendant didn't do it, and so you don't get paid by him. Understand this verdict?
I understand, but unfortunately, my car was just sitting out there minding its own business, wasn't doing anything, and they hit me. So
you're an innocent victim, too.
I don't feel that I should have to pay anything. So now I'm out of pocket $1,000 that.
Well, you sued the wrong guy. You have to find the guy who caused the accident. That's what you need to do.
Well, I thought being that we didn't know who he was, the next best thing was to go after the guy who I do know who hit my car. Had he steered another way, he could have hit somebody else's car, and
And you wouldn't be here.
I wouldn't be here.
We wouldn't get to see that beard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
okay. All right. Follow Officer McIntosh this way. All right. So come on in here, and you were stuck in the middle. You were the middleman here, innocent.
Yeah. I mean, the other car, he drove off, so.
You didn't get a license plate, or you didn't have time to.
No.
That would have been a good move if you could have gotten a license plate.
Yeah, but I was in shock, so.
All right, next time you don't have insurance and you rent a car, you're going to opt for the what? The insurance option from the rental?
Yeah.
Yeah. Harvey?
Bottom line, Kurt, you have to prove negligence in order to get money from someone, and here, there was no negligence.
Hi, this is Andy Katz, host of March Madness 365, presented by Grammarly. This week on the podcast, tune in as we discuss March Madness players, upsets, matchups, and bracket busters. Listen to March Madness 365 with Andy Katz, presented by Grammarly, wherever you get your podcasts. Grammarly is a secure AI writing partner that gives your team an instant first draft in a few clicks, not a few hours. Companies that use Grammarly save an average of 19 days per employee per year. Grammarly works seamlessly across 500,000 apps and websites. Get personalized on-brand writing help everywhere your team works. Learn what better writing can do for your company at Grammarly.com. Grammarly, easier said, done.